A spokesman for Russian President Vladimir Putin said there will be appropriate retaliation. As for President-elect Trump, he released a statement today saying it's time for our country to move on to bigger and better things. But he added that he will meet with leaders of the intelligence community next week to be updated on the facts of this situation. Elaine?
Well, Chip, this action by the U.S. is a clear message to Russia from President Obama. What's the message here for President-elect Trump?
Well, I tell you, the message is that they would like him to not overturn these executive orders. But the White House believes it would be really difficult for Donald Trump to come in and say, for example, allow 35 Russians who are accused of being involved in cyber hacking involving the U.S. election to allow them to come back into the country. So the Obama administration believes it's going to be very difficult for Donald Trump to reverse these steps, but on the other hand, he does have the power to do so if he so chooses.
Well, Chip, as you know, contained in President Obama's statement was this. Mr. Obama said, "We will continue to take a variety of actions at a time and place of our choosing, some of which will not be publicized." What did you make of that line?
Well, they've made very clear that there are covert operations going on. There's a lot of stuff going on to retaliate against Russia that they will not tell us about, and will take some serious investigative reporting over the coming weeks and months to figure out exactly what it is. But they also, the White House has made very clear that they believe that nobody can out-cyber the United States, that the United States has the most robust offense and defense in the cyber world, and that the Russians will understand that, and their retaliation, they do not believe, will be something that will spiral into some kind of all-out cyber war.
Oh, it's interesting to hear that. Well, Chip, you covered the Obama White House for a number of years. What do you make of this as the closing chapter, essentially, in the Obama-Putin relationship?
Well, it's interesting because it does show some bitterness here. It kind of reminds me of what we were talking about yesterday with the situation where John Kerry gave the speech. There was a lot of frustration and bitterness at the end of the administration on his part. And since President Obama did review his speech in great detail, certainly some frustration there. So there does seem to be some frustration being expressed here. But on the other hand, if they do have evidence, and they insist they do, that the Russians were actively involved in hacking the presidential campaign to benefit one candidate over another, and it just so happens to benefit the Republican over the Democrat, well, it certainly has gotten under their skin. They feel very strongly about it. They are posing this as simply something they're doing to protect American elections, but I'm sure they are also deeply frustrated that it may, in their opinion, have cost Hillary Clinton the election.
All right. Chip Reid traveling with President Obama in Hawaii. Chip, thank you.
My pleasure.